The lpc2148 supports the two reduced power modes, that means the ideal mode or the power down mode. In that the ideal mode, the execution of the instruction is the suspended until the or the reset the interrupts are the occur. The ideal mode execution of the instruction suspended the until either reset or the interrupt occur. The peripheral function continue operation during the ideal mode and may be generate the interrupter to cause the processor to resume execution. The ideal mode elimination power used by the processor itself, that means the memory system and the related controllers are the internal buses. इन दॅट म्हणजे तुमच्या आयडियल मोडमध्ये एक्झिक्युशन इन्स्ट्रक्शन जे होते त्याच्यामध्ये ते स्वतः एक्झिक्युशन केली जाते. त्याच्यातून तुमचं जे पॉवर आहे ते आयडियल मोडचा जो पॉवर आहे ते स्वतःहून एलिमिनेशन केलं जातं. इन दॅट द पॉवर डाऊन मोड द ऑसिलेटर is the shutdown and the chip reverse no internal clocks. That means the processor and the state and the register, the peripheral register and the internal SRAM value are the preserved throughout the power down mode, and the logic level on chip output pins remain the static. The power down mode can be terminated and the normal operation resumed by the either a reset or the certain specific interrupts are able to function without clocks. That means since all the dynamic operation on chip is the suspended, the power down mode reduces the chip power consumption is no need to the nearly zero. The selecting and the external 32 clocks instead of the P clock as the clock source for the on-chip RTC will be the enable, and the microcontroller have the RTC active during this is the power down mode. The power down current is the increased with the RTC active. However, it is the significantly lower than the ideal mode. A power control for the peripheral feature allows the individual peripheral to be the turned off it. They cannot needed to the application or the resulting additional power saving during the active and the ideal mode. This is the VPB driver determines the relation between the processor clock and the clock used by the peripheral device. That means the VPB driver serves two purchase. That means the first one is the provided peripheral with the desired P clock or the VPB. This bus cannot operate the speed chooses the ARM processor. In order to achieve this, the VPB bus may be shown down the 1/2 to the 1/4 the processor clock rate, because the VPB bus must work properly at the power down, and that is the default condition reset for the VPB bus to the run 1/4 processor clock rate. That means the second purpose of the VPB driver is allows power saving when the application does not require the peripheral to the run at the full processor rate, because the VPB driver is connected to the PLL output and the PLL remains active the ideal mode. The lpc2148 supports the emulation and the debugging, that is the JTAG serial port. A trace port allows the tracing program execution, debugging and the trace function multiplexed with the GPIO on the port 1. This means that is all the communication timers and the multiplexed only the GPIO pins are the ports. This is the remains communication timer and the interface the peripheral on the port 0 are available during the development and the debugging phase are the application run on the embedded system itself. That means the ARM core as the debug communication channel, that means the DCC function on build. The DCC allows the program running on the target communication with the host debugger or the another DCC accessed for the coprocessor by the program running ARM7 TDMIS core. This is the DCC allows the JTAG port can be used for the sending or receiving data without the affecting the normal program flow, and the DCC data and the control register mapped in the address in the embedded CE logic.